Okay, so day 2 seems to have gone much better. Yesterday we've established some, well, I think where people feel happiest or some skills. Today has got a bit more stuff in it than yesterday. They've shut the font. It's not something that I had expected or prepared myself for, is them shutting the font in Escores de Cima, and being Festa weekend here also. The noise has only just stopped, and it's been a big all-night party, and this party continues till Monday. So what with all the partying going on in the village, even though we're outside of the village, you can still hear it, which is a thing. It's Portuguese Festa thing that anyone anywhere near the Festa either parties or learns to sleep or live with the festivities. So yes, this morning there's only me out for a walk. They weren't awake. I did shout and that I'm not going in or anything. Shouted a couple of times, and it means that because we couldn't get the water yesterday, we've got to go and get water. Today's the only day for the market, the local market they want to go to, and local markets are only on in the morning. So to go to the local market, we need to go after I've sorted out all the animals, and then maybe, just maybe then, go for water at the next place that I know where, which is 20 miles. So whether I like it or not, this is what's got to happen, and I've got to make time to do that. So this morning's taking the animals out and feeding them and feeding breakfast. Hopefully they'll be ready for that by the time I get back, because then it's Alcane's market, and then going for water, and then we've still got other stuff to do today that needs doing, but you can't move the market to any other time. It's one of those things. So yeah, we've established people and roles, I suppose, and we're slowly fitting into those, fitting and feeling into those roles. It's very interesting as an observer to watch myself and the feelings in my body, and the inner chat, inner talk, inner conflicts, where, and this happens with all of us. So you're seeing something, and then inside we're able to witness it, so we don't just become reactive. So we're watching and we're digesting and we're processing, and then we're noticing the feelings and things in our own bodies, which we're then able to then work out, well, why am I feeling like that? And then we can look at why we're feeling like that, if we choose to do so, and then we can come from a place where we're responding rather than reacting. So I am looking tired, because despite the lovely food, and he's a very good cook, the chef, that's 2 nights that I've been up. I thought it was probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it really wasn't. So yeah, that's kind of where I was up. It was like 11, and then they left and I went to sleep. So I need to set an alarm on my phone so that today and that alarm goes, I say, right, it's bedtime. And I specify, because their breakfast was at dinner time yesterday because they needed that lie in. But then my dinner time was at their breakfast. You know what I mean? It's that adjustment phase. It's no one's fault. It's no one being lazy. It's just making adjustments to circumstance. Because it's more important that people rest and get themselves right after a long trip than it is jumping into doing things, because then it takes more spoons than... And spoon theory is really important. So if you count your energy in spoons, people who have an invisible illness like me, or like fibromyalgia, lupus, with many different invisible illnesses, like heart disease, post-strokes, TIAs, people with migraines, people who have a lot of pain but you can't see it to look at them. So these kind of people need to look at energy levels in spoons, because what happens is we only have a specific amount, and if you don't manage what you've got when you've got it, it eats into the next days and you can burn out. So using spoon theory, you're able to manage what you've got and always try and stick to one task. Don't multitask, one task at a time, because as soon as you multitask and then switch back to the task you were doing, that's then 3 spoons instead of 2, because it takes more energy to switch and switch back. So if you was doing a job like cooking food and the phone went and you answered the phone, and then you put the phone down after the phone call and go back to cooking, cooking isn't 1 spoon then, cooking becomes 2, and answering the phone was 1. So spoonage, mind your spoons. So with that, I'm going to enjoy this morning's wander, and we'll update you as to how I'm doing, and how we're all getting on, and the animals, at some point in the future. When I say future, I don't know whether it's today or tomorrow or whatever, but he's all good. Big loves.